And Dave, we're going to now move over to a certain team that plays with a round basketball from a city you guys know, starts with a C, ends with an O, has a Hekag in the middle. We're talking about the Chicago Bulls. And Dave, very easy question today. What, didn't like the full-on super fan, the Hekag?
You do you, son.
Dave doesn't like playing into it. I will. But if you're on YouTube, make sure to follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Most Valuable Podcast. We're going to be having live podcasts soon, but also if you're into gaming, Most Valuable Podcast Nerd, Dave and I play WoW and shit on the
Borderlands
Twitch
will be dropping
channel
very soon.
next Friday. Upcoming Friday, a week from today, is Borderlands 3. So go and follow us on Twitch and sub to us on Twitch as well. Twitch Prime, I'm looking at you. Amazon Prime, I'm looking at you guys. But Dave, let's talk about these Bulls. And the thing I want to ask, this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, nah, it ain't going to happen. Then you started kind of talking me up and kind of warming me up to the idea to where I'm like, fuck it. Why not? Why? Basically, Kurt Schilling, why not us?
Absolutely.
Why not us? Why can't we? So, Dave, I'm going to ask you, are the Bulls going to make the playoffs this season? Will they be in the 8 teams that make the playoffs for 2020?
I believe they are. I believe this team is good enough to get to 38 wins, which should be
8th seed.
Should be good enough to get the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference.
That would be a losing record, by the way.
I'm well aware. 42. Yeah, well, 42 is the win.
The 50, yeah.
42 is a winning record. So that's what I'm all about. I think that we can get there. Look, we were a 22-win last season, and that did not tell the whole story. The whole story was at the bench because guess what? Everybody was hurt. We took turns. Everybody had their time on the bench.
We can't catch a break. Problem is we caught too many.
We caught all the breaks last year. That was the problem. Everybody got broken. And then literally to start the season off, we get the news. The season hadn't even started. Hutchinson hurt, appeared to be working out on his own, and he'll be injured for a little bit. Was it a hamstring strain? What was it?
All I know
I'm
is
looking
it's
at you.
2 to 4 weeks. I think it was a hamstring. I'll double check.
Thank you. I know
it's
an
2
MRI.
to 4 weeks.
MRI happened today for it, but yeah. No, I mean, look, this team has all the talent. We have 4 above average starters. I'll say that.
Hamstring strain.
Hamstring strain. It's fun to say. It really is. Go ahead and try one more time.
Hamstring strain.
Nah, I gotta say it quicker than that. Hamstring strain.
Hamstring strain. I was like, did I fuck it up? Is that why it's having me say it again?
Yeah, just for fun.
Ricky in the English language is like...
It's a mystery sometimes. Watch Twitch.
At least I didn't drop any letters this time.
Jesus Christ. But no, like, we've got 4 well above average starters on this team, and the big question comes down... Well, I'll say 3.5 because depending on the lineup, we're high expectations for Wendell. And
coming off of his injury.
And if we do decide to use like that at the 5 or Lowry at the 5 and that at the 4, then again, above average 4 spots. So we're good there. The question comes down to our point guard, as it often does in Chicago.
Which, check out, we talked about that weeks ago.
We did talk about it a couple weeks ago. You can see the discussion between Sato, Archie Diacono. Because I want to throw Archie in there because
he'll be in the rotation.
He will be in the rotation, but yeah, Chris Dunn and Kobe White. So
like, there's a lot of people that are like run that Kobe White Archie
second
rotation unit out there. Yeah,
I think that'll work out pretty well actually. But yeah, no. So outside of those, that big question mark at the point, like look, we had so much success with Zach LaVine last year. He turned it on. He had everything. He's basically like slightly scuffed version of Devin Booker out there, but with a way better looking shot. And Devin Booker's got a fantastic shot.
Dave also says that to kind of poke those Suns fans that hate us in the rankings.
I admit
How do you have Zach LaVine above Devin Booker? Oh my God.
That was you.
I know.
It was only you.
It was comments.
Only you.
Was it only me?
Yes. I know because I put Devin Booker above
Ricky, Ricky's asking a question when the voice gets really high.
Yep. The inflection goes. But no, like he's a very good player, and I'm excited to see him with less of an offensive burden on him, where he can play more off ball and get better quality looks because he was forcing up some shots last year. The addition of Otto Porter was incredible, so massive that it's hard to even put in scale because we got rid of a waste of space like Jabari Parker, and unfortunately had a Bobby Portis as well. But we did get back one of the best shooting wings in the NBA. Just incredible efficiency from Otto, and we even watched him take over a couple games, which literally was the one thing that the Washington Wizards had begged for him to do. Like, step up, please step up. You have an opportunity. John Wall's down. please be a better player. Be more than a rotational, efficient shooter.
And they was like, Patrick, nah, I'm good. And then he came here.
Came here and did it. And that was pretty amazing.
Because he's a Boylan guy.
He's a Boylan brother. Yep. And I love him for it. I think he was one of the best additions mid-season to any team. Mm-hmm. But like I'm saying, we've got a great 2. We've got a great 3. And then either Lowry or Thad Young. Lowry has an incredible upside. He's got put on a ton of muscle this offseason. If you've seen the workout videos, if you've seen the photos, the man's looking, repping the Dolph Lundgren.
You showed me the meme. Looks like he's auditioning for the Rocky IV remake.
Absolutely. This man is put on mass. We love it because he's already solid enough as a shooter. Mm-hmm. Now he's going to be able to work the low post better, going to be able to be a bit stronger, go down there and bang with guys and not get so roughed up. We're hoping that he gets a healthy year in him and really shows people what he's made of because he's had incredible years. You know, his stat lines can, like, just pure stat lines. He's a, you know, better offensive, worse defensive KP because they're both 7 foot plus. They both have a great tendency to shoot from the outside. It's just KP is a defensive monster. Lowry offensively, very close in that range. So incredibly high hopes for him. And I know a lot of fans did not appreciate how high we put him. Ricky, how would you tell him how that went over?
So if you haven't checked out our power forward rankings 1 through 10, there was a little bit of hoopla that Dave and I are too much of Bulls homers on the podcast, and with Sean's the only thing making it a non-Bulls podcast. No, this is the Bulls podcast. This is where you come for the Bulls stuff.
Entirely, yeah.
I mean, am I going to show my Bulls fandom? Hell yeah, I'm a Bulls fan. Yeah. That's what I do.
It's like asking Bill Simmons not to talk about the Celtics. Yes. It just doesn't happen. Are we as obnoxious as Bill Simmons? God, I hope not.
And there is a meme out there. It was shared to me. I have it on my phone still.
Yep.
Of one of our fans made it.
Yep.
The chum bucket is Bill Simmons. The Krusty Krab is Ricky Widmer. So that is out there. I got you, Bill. But yeah, they're all mad that, like, one of them was like, the 2 things I got upset with. Number 1, it was, well, Siakam plays better defense. Well, defense doesn't matter. It does. I would like to think so. But also, we live in a day and age where Jabari Parker literally said, you don't get paid to play defense. Like, literally.
And proceeded to cash his $19 million
exactly.
check.
Literally, the only, I'm trying to think, the only maybe 3 people that we really harp on with defense: Kawhi, who's elite; Klay Thompson, because he's got to be elite defense because he's next to Steph, who Steph is better than he used to be, but isn't a great defender. And then, like, maybe Paul George, I'm trying to think. Like, the centers, of course, because even the centers, you got to play
positionally
defense.
At the power forward, it's like you have to look at it and go, well, you got Anthony Davis, who's an elite defender as well. And then you've got
Kawhi, who we have at the 4 this year.
Kawhi, elite defender. Even I'll say it, KP when healthy, elite defender.
Yeah.
So, like, those 3 guys all in the top 10 were all there because not only are they good offensively, but defensively, they're a different kind of monster.
Yeah. Also, the other thing is when they're like, the only thing that marketing has on Siakam is that he's big and can shoot, or he's long and can shoot. And I'm like, that's the NBA now. If you play the 4, it's how long are you and how can you shoot? Because it's how can you get into passing lanes and then how can you shoot the ball?
Yep.
We do not live in a league where we tell our 4 to go bang down low. It just doesn't happen. That's the 5's job. And half the time, it's not even the 5's job anymore. So small, small lineups. It's like, oh, shit, the Warriors are running a small lineup. Guess we got to throw someone small at the 5.
Yep.
So it's like, really, it irked me a little bit. But I'm a Bulls fan. I'm gonna back my guy in Lowry Markkanen. The thing I'm thinking about with this, because you made some great points. Like, you know the Bears segment?
We've got incredible starters.
Yeah, you know the Bears segment where you were like, well, Ricky, do you just want to do it solo?
Yeah.
You don't want to feel that way. Well, do you want to
I was just going.
Dave, talking about the
I had
injuries.
the feet up and I was just waiting for it.
Otto Porter, where it's like he wasn't even here the whole season. We traded for him.
Yep.
Wendell was injured. Here's the side I'm going to go with, though.
Sure.
There's got to be a spot available for us to get in. And here's the question.
All right.
The Bucks should still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Raptors, even without Kawhi, will probably be like a 4 or 5.
For sure.
Lesser than what they are still in. The Sixers, unless there's a massive injury to like a Joel Embiid or a Ben Simmons, should still be in the
Someone
playoffs.
would have to Tanya Harding 3 of them.
Exactly. The Celtics, I would like to say, should still be in the playoffs.
Yes.
The Pacers, to me, are a question mark.
They
Because
should be, depending on Vic's return.
Vic comes back. Yes, they've got Brogdon, so I would like to think they stay in the playoffs.
They also added in, God, I can't remember his name. They added in someone as well as Brogdon.
I'll pull up their depth chart.
Thank you.
Look, the Nets should be, like, Kyrie should be able to do enough to bring the Nets to the playoffs. The question, what do you think that we'll start there?
Jeremy Lamb.
Do you think they fall out?
What's the guy?
Jeremy Lamb is the guy. He's going to start at the 2 next to Brogdon. Do you think that the Nets fall out with Kyrie? With Durant not being there this year? Kyrie's not enough to get them to the
No, I don't think they fall out. I just think that you're saying that Kyrie can carry them, and the answer is no, we can't. Because Kyrie's yet to carry anyone.
I'm saying to the playoffs.
Eh.
I mean, they should still be a playoff team with Kyrie.
He's playing along. Yeah, they will be a playoff team with Kyrie.
That's what I mean
They have
by
Spencer
that.
Dinwiddie. They still have Karis LeVert. They're going to be just fine.
Unless Spencer Dinwiddie like trash talks Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons again, and then basically gets the Sixers to go into Hulk mode.
They only play him a couple times a year.
Or was that Jared Dudley? I think it was Jared Dudley that did that. The big question to me is the Magic.
Yeah.
Was last year a fluke, or can they build off of it?
Right.
And then the Detroit Pistons, because, I know we talked about those kind of fake news rumors, but it was fun to talk about with them possibly trading Blake Griffin.
Yep.
Don't see it happening, but it was out there. And, like, the Pistons were a 500 team last year. However, everyone under that, the Hornets should be worse. The Heat will be better. The Wizards will be worse. The Hawks should be better. So really for us, we've got to fight the Heat and the Hawks.
Yep.
And, the Heat and the Hawks for an open playoff spot. And will the Pistons or Magic fall out? Because they were in that kind of 3-4 race because the Hornets and Heat were 2 games behind the Pistons at the end of the year.
I think the Magic are the biggest question mark in my mind, purely because they were able to succeed last year on the back of their defense, and Vucevic putting up an all-star lineup. Like, he played so well for them. Defensively, incredible. But the whole thing with that team is they were so young. Like, Jonathan Isaac still has so much to grow. If he takes a step this year, they're even better.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it, if Markelle Fultz plays basketball this year,
that would make them better.
They're quite a bit better because then they have a point guard. Because do you know how many minutes Michael Carter Williams ate up for them last year?
No, I don't. Not off the top of my head.
That man should not. Ooh. He is not good at basketball. His shooting splits last year were awful.
Isn't he a rookie? He's not a rookie of the year, is he?
Yeah, he is.
He is. That's what I thought.
He peaked in his first game.
That's what I thought.
The dude's shooting splits last year were 37, 26,
TTP,
60.
baby. TTP.
37 from the field, 26 from 3, 60 from the line.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What? Oh, no, that's his career. Last year was even worse. It was 33, 15, 74. Still.
Yeah. So they need a boost at that point. Like,
they need a point guard, and Markelle Fultz can do it.
If Markelle doesn't play, though, that's good for the Bulls.
Absolutely. So that's the thing. That team is it's very fun to love the Magic. They're one of my favorite teams. We talk about the Magic all the time on this show. I just don't know if everything's going to click for them again because they had a really great run that put them in position for the playoffs. I'm with you, though. I think either the Pacers or the Magic can fall out. And
do you think the Pistons get better then?
That's the other, no. Okay. That's the other thing is I don't know that Super Blake can be Super Blake again. He played so well for so long that season. He carried this sorry ass team. Yeah. And here's the thing. There's an asterisk there because when Reggie came back, were they a better team? Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Technically, they were a better team
until they got matched up against Giannis and the Bucks, happened. And it was like, holy crap! Like
you got outshined by an actual.
Didn't Drummond foul out? I'm trying to think. Didn't Drummond foul out in one of those games in like the third quarter?
Entirely possible.
I think it was game 2 in Milwaukee where it was such a blowout in the third quarter where Drummond just fouled out and was like, "Fuck it, I'm done."
Yeah, no,
I'm done with this game.
It's entirely possible because once Blake got hurt, it was over. But I think the thing when you talk about Detroit is just. Is the Derrick Rose Reggie experiment going to work out?
Bring in Derrick Rose.
How much can in. Like again? they look like a good team, but they also look like a team that could implode mid-season.
Yeah.
Same with Miami. Adding Jimmy Butler means can explode.
I was going to ask you about that because let's say there's one spot available.
Yep.
Whoever you think drops out, drops out. Are the Bulls going to be good enough? I think we're good enough to jump the Hawks because the Hawks still have a lot of proof. I think the Hawks have more to prove than we do. Like, if we're healthy, we're better than the Hawks.
Agreed.
But do we have enough to beat a Jimmy Butler-led Miami team who, without Jimmy Butler, this was a team that was 39-43, and now they add Butler to that team.
But they do lose Josh Richardson.
They did lose Josh Richardson in that deal where they send him over to Philly.
Who was great spacing for them and great defense. Jimmy Butler, great defense, spacing question mark.
And I know you're going to say yes to the question I'll ask because at the beginning you said we'll make the playoffs, but
got to make it somehow.
How?
Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to lose.
So you think someone on the Heat will get injured and that gives us the
I think Jimmy
window?
Butler's a fucking nutcase, though. Like,
the last two teams, well, really, at the end of the Bulls, too. It's just been, hey, how can I... It's like you playing World of Warcraft with guilds. Hey, I got bored. How can I cause drama here?
yeah. If there's any team that should work for him, it's a Pat Riley team, though. That team's all about effort. That team's all about grinding. They're all about athleticism. So it should work in theory. There's still a chance they blow it up, though. There's always a chance with Jimmy Butler teams that things are going to blow up.
That water bottle talking bad about you?
Just going to bug me. But no, like, there's always injuries we don't see coming. There's always teams that fall off that we don't expect them to. And there's teams that rise up. And I think this Bulls team, we had 22 wins last year. Clearly, that was a disappointing year. But at the same time, like, you put everybody out there healthy for this team and you go, okay, well, our starting shooting guard's elite. Our starting small forward is one of the best shooters in the NBA from an efficiency standpoint and a very good defender. Our starting four is Lauri Markkanen, who can shoot fucking 7 threes a game and hit them at least league average rate, I would expect this year. And our 5, Wendell, there's hope. There's hope that this guy can be, the mini Al Horford that we all want him to be. It's just, can you put a point guard out there to win some games? I think so. The other problem that I've skirted this song because I want to be positive about the Bulls is the lack of depth.
Yeah.
What's that depth thing?
We've got a 1 and maybe a second unit, and then that's it.
Do we have a second unit?
I think we do.
Name a second unit.
A second unit for me would be, so if our starters, just to line them up, would be Chris Dunn at the 1.
Yes.
Zach at the 2, Otto at the 3, then Lowry and Wendell.
Yeah.
Our second unit, I'm rolling out... it's rookie heavy. So, Kobe at the 2.
Who's at the 1?
Gafford at the 5. I question mark that one. At the 1, it'd probably have to be... You know what? I would put... Archie at the 1 because I'll put Sato at the 3.
Yeah.
And then roll out Thad at the 4. So your second unit would be Archie, Kobe, Sato, Young, and Gafford. And then you can sprinkle and that's the other thing too. It's like if we had more confidence in him, if we had more confidence in Denzel Valentine, then we'd be saying, all right, our depth isn't amazing, but it's good. It's because we have questions about some of those guys. We even have questions about our starting point guard.
Yeah.
Is he going to be the starting point guard all year? Spoiler, no, he won't. He will be dethroned some point this year. And either Sato or Kobe White will take over that reign, I think, by the end of the season.
Yeah.
And we've got questions about him. We got questions if Denzel's ever going to take the next step. Every time there's a Bulls trade, Denzel's thrown into it. Yep. We've even now have questions about Chandler Hutchinson, who I know is injured right now. He was injured last year, and there are people that are like, hey, he can come off of that injury, and how are we going to expect? But it's like, Denzel, we expected better things from.
Because he came in the league in his prime. That's what happens when you draft old
you're
players.
A senior, yeah.
We expect them to be able to perform day one, and honestly... I've not loved the performance that we got out of Hutch last year. I expect him to be more impactful. He looked lost out there. He played hurt, which is going to hurt his shooting percentages. But he's got to do better. And that's the thing is just I love the addition of Sato. I love the addition of Thad Young. Both those guys are fantastic. Luke Cornett, even a guy we didn't mention.
Yep.
Big 7-footer, can shoot from the outside. Dig it. Limited minutes, gonna be fine.
How many minutes will Cristiano get?
None.
Though?
Windy
None
City
of the
minutes. Windy City minutes. He's killing it in the FIBA tourney. He can go play some Windy City minutes.
I hate that he is listed as our backup center over Gafford. I get Gafford's a rookie, but it's like, come on. Gafford's our backup center.
If
we got young fives, man.
Yeah.
Young fives and a year 2 guy and a year 1 guy.
They're the same age.
True, they are the same age, but rookies. One's a rookie, one's a sub.
Yeah.
I think Wendell might be younger. No, are they? I'm going to look it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to open up new tabs for both of those. Shit, is Wendell younger?
Because Wendell's the second youngest in the class.
He is 20, and his birthday is April 16th.
I'll remember that.
1999. He's a 90s baby, technically.
Gaff Daddy.
Gaff Daddy is 20, but he is technically older. He was born October 1st of 98. So they were in the same... They'd be in the same grade in school, but like Gafford's that old kid that's like, hey man, if I was born 2 months earlier, I'd be in the next grade.
He would have been.
I'd be a year older than you guys. Trying to think if there were any kids like that. Like November, you're almost like close to the middle. So
yes, I'm already in the middle.
I want to say it's like, and you've mentioned him on stream, so I'll mention his first name. It's like our friend Mike, who his birthday is September 29th.
Yep.
So it's like if you were 1 month older, fuck man, like you're in grade ahead of us, and then you're never in the same high school class, if we even went to the same high school, because we didn't. Anything else about the Bulls? Here's the last thing I want to mention.
Yeah.
We mentioned the Nets, right? I want to throw out this weird kind of what if and see what you think. Kyrie's never played a full season since being in Boston. He played 60 the first season, 67 the second season. Is there a chance in a weird alternate reality that Kyrie does not play enough games this year, or he misses games because of whatever lingering injury or doesn't play games for this or that, and the Nets decide, well, hey, we're kind of falling off. Why play Kyrie Irving if he's injured? Just save him and have him and Durant come. Is there a possibility maybe that happens and the Nets then open up another playoff spot for the Bulls?
No.
Or am I just trying to extra homer this to get the Bulls into the playoffs?
There's zero chance. There's negative chance, Ricky. You can't speak that into existence. You're not LeVar Ball. No, it's gonna Bucks, Sixers, Pacers, Nets are like the locks for the playoffs.
The Magic and the
Magic,
Pistons.
Celtics, Pistons.
You think the Celtics can miss the playoffs?
I mean, I'm watching them struggle in FIBA right now. I know everybody wants to. FIBA's not a thing. Why should we care about FIBA? And I'm like, the team looks like shit, and it's half Celtics. Make of that what you will.
We had another comment that I guess it's painful to watch Dave talk about the Celtics.
I don't understand, because like I've been positive about the Celtics in the past.
I think it was the FIBA conversation. That's what I think it was.
So sue me, they don't look good. Like, if you want to watch Kemba Walker shoot up 23 shots and hit 7 of them, be my guest.
Yeah.
But that's just not me.
I don't think there's a world that they miss the playoffs completely. Like, there's too much talent on that team, and their coach is too good to miss the playoffs.
Injuries.
Everyone
wants to say there's no way this will happen.
I'm saying, like,
there's
if they're
no
healthy.
way this will happen.
If they're healthy. Like, health being it, like the Bulls.
But there's no season where everybody's ever healthy.
True, and that's why I threw out with Kyrie. If an injury happens and he misses games, is there a chance the Nets fall
because
out?
the Brooklyn Nets are so anti one-person dependency that they're just going to make it happen. Unless they lose Kyrie and Spencer Dinwiddie, they're not going to miss. Unless they lose Kyrie and Karis LeVert.
Last year's Nets team, in your mind, would have made the playoffs without D'Lo.
They made the playoffs after losing Karis LeVert for like 50 games.
Yeah, but they still had D'Lo went on a run. Like,
but Karis was the better player.
I know. I'm not.
That's my point. Is they lost their best player and they still made the playoffs,
which they would still have Karis in this instead of
Like Spencer Dinwiddie came up huge. D'Angelo Russell came up even bigger. He earned that contract. He earned that All-Star. But he was not playing better than Karis was pre-injury.
Because the only thing I'll play devil's advocate to that
they overperformed. Don't get me wrong. But they were so deep of a team where they would just Everybody gets time.
Because it was them and the Magic had the same record.
Yep.
Then the Pistons were 1 behind.
Yep.
And then the Hornets and Heat were 2 behind that.
Like there was a Hornets. Not worried about Scary Terry this year.
They're done. But like I look at this and I go, if Kyrie gets hurt, that's the only way I think the Nets miss the playoffs. This was a team that wouldn't have D'Lo.
Yep.
If Kyrie gets hurt. And they were a team that really, 2 more losses, 3 more losses, they're missing the playoffs instead of being in the playoffs because maybe the Hornets then are in or the Heat are in. It would be the Hornets because they won the tiebreaker with the Heat.
Had Dragic not gotten injured for
the Heat
since December, I think he missed out on 2-3 months.
Would the Heat have been in the playoffs?
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, injuries are going to happen. You can't say these teams are locks for the playoffs unless your name is Bucks, Sixers, Bucks, Sixers, and the Nets. I think are locks. Even the Pacers, I almost want to give them a lock. The Celtics are close.
Yeah.
Like I want to say 5 teams. 5 teams are going to make the playoffs in the East. After that, everybody else can make it.
You talk about injuries like Dave. We know about injuries. The Bulls. The Bulls had all the injuries.
Am I not the king of injuries, Ricky?
You are the king of injuries.
So let me speak on my.
I'm surprised
I'm a subject
you
matter
haven't
expert.
had any fantasy football injuries yet.
It's been 1 game.
But usually
Aaron Jones didn't go down.
Usually you get a couple in preseason.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Been pretty lucky, but nobody plays preseason anymore.
True. I'm trying to now look at Dave's team to see.
No. So my answer is 5 teams are pretty much Eastern Conference locks. I think the Magic have a very good chance of making that if they grow at all. If Mark Fultz shows up, great. Pistons, if the Reggie thing and Derrick Rose plays like he did last year for the first half bone spurs in the elbow, they're going to be a pretty good team. And then it comes down to it. Bulls are right there. That's what I'm saying.
If the Bulls are healthy, they'll be in the, like, at the very least, where the Hornets were last year. If we're healthy. At the very least. We're
just
right
on the outside
there,
looking in.
Just not, like you said, just on the outside looking in, but I would love it if the Bulls got into the playoffs.
Maybe we'll see some more midseason trades.
Because I'll be honest.
Maybe the Wizards will continue to funnel players to our team. I don't know.
Sat out their free agency. Otto Porter through do they want Cristiano Felicio? Like, we'll give them that, right?
Yeah, we can hook them up. We'll find something on the team to take.
Otherwise, it's like, what are they going to trade? Because
we'll take Rui. We need more 4s, apparently.
Brolo and Rolo matching up in Milwaukee this year.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think. Do we have any Denzel, Hutch?
We could really use a point guard, but they don't got one. So we'll just take Bradley Beal. We'll just deal with that, you know?
If the Bulls got Bradley Beal, fuck, man. But let us know.
Beal Levine backcourt, yes.
Let us know what you guys think down below in that comment section. Bulls fans, are we going to make the playoffs this year? Are we not going to make the playoffs? What's going through your mind? Make sure to support us on Patreon. Follow us on Twitter at Ricky Widmer, at Dave_don't_tweet, and at Most Valuable Pod. And also follow us on Twitch. Going to get live podcasts up there sooner rather than later. We'll keep you posted with that. And then also we're live on Twitch playing video games. So if you love video games, check us out there as well. Want to thank you guys. Hopefully Sean's back for the next edition of Super Fans, if I could speak English and enunciate my words. But Dave and I will be here holding down the fort if he misses. I want to thank you guys for checking us out. And as always, have a good day, everybody.